Just the Luka the dice. Hello there everyone and welcome to another episode of Just the Luka the Dice. Today Kenny and I play Age of Sigmar, and by the way, this is Kenny, for those who might not be familiar. He insists on playing his newly acquired, well, new for you as a viewer, acquired ogres. Actually got from Josh, so these are Josh's ogres that you might be familiar with, and he insists on playing Destruction.
Yeah.
And I can't do anything about that. I didn't try very hard. I just said, maybe you should try to play something a little better. He's like, no, I'm playing Ogres. I'm like, okay, well, fine. I'll play Stormcast Eternals because I haven't played them in a while, and there are some new models that I haven't had the chance to use, and maybe you haven't seen yourself, and maybe you can get a better idea if you want to buy them or not. I suspect the Lord Arcanum on Turallion is not great. Turalon or something like that. Anyways, that is what I'm playing, mostly Sacrosanct Chamber. We're going to figure out the scenario after we take a look at the armies, but if you want to come by and play some Age of Sigmar with us here at MiniWarGaming, well, go to miniwargaming.com/challenge. That's not what Kenny did. He just kind of shows up with me, and we play war games every now and then. And you can play Age of Sigmar with us, 40k, the Heresy, play the Heresy with us here. Anyways, let's go look at our armies. I digress. Here we have exactly 2,000 points of Stormcast Eternals, no command points spent, nothing like that. And I am running a singular battalion as well, because I figured I was going to build a list around a battalion, though I found a pretty basic battalion that had all the things I was going to include anyways, so defeated the whole purpose. I am, of course, going to be running these as the Hammers of Sigmar, because that is what they are painted as. I'll probably always run them as the Hammers of Sigmar. The battalion I'll be running is the Cleansing Phalanx. That requires 2 units of Sequitors and 2 units of Evocators. Now, what that gives me is every time a unit of Evocators gives a unit of Sequitors from the same battalion the Empower spell, which allows them to reroll failed wound rolls, it also allows them to reroll failed hit rolls. So Empower doubles up on Sequitors, which is pretty good for this big 10-man squad with all the double hammers. They can choose to put their power into their shields and still reroll hit rolls and wound rolls. Not too bad, it's 120 points, gives me a command point and a second relic. On to the leadership for the Stormcast Eternals. This force will be led by this Lord Arcanum on this fancy Pegasus ram thing. It's got hooves, it's got ram hooves, it's got a ram head, but it's got the very Pegasus-like wings. Anyways, it's a Turallion, it's a fancy mount. He will be the general. He will have the command trait We Cannot Fail, which is that 6-up to ignore damage for units of Hammers of Sigmar, I believe wholly within 9 inches. In addition to that, because I brought the 1 battalion, I am not going to be giving him the first relic. The first relic given will be the Godforged Blade to the Lord Arcanum on foot. Now this Lord Arcanum is going to have the Armor of Silvered Sigmarite, which is a -1 to hit him in close combat. Pretty standard relic. A lot of forces like to take stuff like that. For his spell, he is going to know Celestial Blades, and then this Lord Arcanum down here is going to know the Azerite Halo spell, which I put on a unit. If they roll an unmodified 6 as a saving throw, they pass a mortal wound back to whomever was attacking them. And then on to the Lord Relictor. His prayer is going to be Translocation, which lets me redeploy units of Stormcast Eternals on a 3 or more on a d6 roll. I forgot about the mount trait. The mount trait is going to be at the end of the combat phase. On a 4 or more, I deal a mortal wound as he lashes the enemies with his tail in a defensive twirl. He could have taken the steel pinions, but he already has the ability to ignore damage on a 6-up. I could double up on that technically, but
do it.
Now I'll do the mortal wounds. The battle line of the forces will be this squad of Sequitors, this squad of Sequitors, and this squad of Liberators. I am using the entire studio's collection worth of Sequitors. This squad here is going to have 5 Grand Hammers. You're allowed 2 per 5, and I have 10 guys here. And the Prime here is allowed to take a Grand Hammer as well. So it's a pretty big killy unit of battle line for if they, their battle line. I'm paying the increased points cost as well on most of these things. So in the end, I'm actually paying an additional 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points, I believe, if not even more. I can't remember if the Evocators went up. But regardless, Sequitors there, Sequitors over here. Now this squad is all shields and hammers, except for the Prime here has a Grand Hammer. Just because, trying to keep it all WYSIWYG. Liberators here, just as is, no Grand Hammer in the squad. Just because I don't have the model. 1 squad of paladins in the form of retributors, no star soulmates. They're probably going to be hanging out in the heavens and showing up somewhere important because they move pretty slow otherwise. And then 2 squads of evocators, 1 there, 1 over here, are the evocators. You'll never know. I'll call them Evocators for now. Regardless, the Prime here will have the Grand Stave, just because keeping it WYSIWYG. And finally, 2 Celestar Ballista. I was thinking about doing the Battalion of Ballista and the Lord Ordinator, but I had a hard time finding the Lord Ordinator, and then I went with the Cleansing Phalanx instead. And I still had the points, so I threw in the 2 Ballista. Here we have the Ogres from Kenny. Allegiance Destruction, as we can see by the core rulebook in the back there.
Actually, Allegiance Gutbusters.
They have an Allegiance?
Yeah, in that I get to take these as battle line and these as battle line.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, well, you got all the battle line needs. So what do you got in this list? I see you have some allies.
I have an ally of a Huskardon Thundertusk. I have a squad of 6 Iron Guts, a squad of 3 Iron Guts, 6 Ogres, 3 Lead Belchers, 6 Lead Belchers, a Scrap Launcher, Butcher with Cauldron, and my Warlord, which is a Tyrant with 2 hand weapons and 2 pistols, Goldfag Maneater.
This is the old Goldfag Maneater model from Warhammer Fantasy Battles. Now, he is going to be your general, I assume.
General, not Warlord, yep.
Yeah, and what relics are we repping here?
The relic I'm bringing is the Spell Mirror.
What does the Spell Mirror do?
On a 5 or 6, if you target a unit within 6 inches of him with a spell, it's negated. And on a 1, the Spell Mirror is destroyed.
Okay, so he has a 5-up to ignore spells. Not too bad, not too bad. And that's it?
No, he also has Midas Right as his command trait.
Oh yeah, what does that do?
+1 to wound rolls in melee.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then do you want to roll his big name?
No, I don't do that yet.
Oh, is that in the start of the game?
No, you do it before you deploy him.
Oh, okay. Here is the table for today's game. You may be familiar with this set of terrain. This is one collective set, all from studio level. It's called the Guard Book Shrine. Comes with a map, comes pre-painted as is, so check them out if you're interested in a quick set of terrain just to be shipped to you as is, as you see it here. Big fan of it. It's an easy setup. We have the random scenario. I guess there's 12 in the new General's Handbook. It's 12 reworked scenarios. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll this d6 on a 4-up. We'll do the last, so 7 to 12, and then 1 to 6 on the 1 to 3. So we got 7 to 12, number 3. So it's going to be 9. This is ye old better part of Valor. We have a hammer and anvil light deployment split right down the center. We deploy 9 inches away from each other's territories. So in total, we are 18 inches apart. We have 3 objectives in each territory. 1, 2, 3. A little bit harder to see on this map. I apologize. Again, there they are. The way this works is pretty simple. So starting at the end of each player's second turn, they can choose to destroy an objective that they control. And it's worth X amount of victory points depending on how long they've controlled it. So it's worth 2 points if you control it for 2 turns, and then 4, and then 8, I believe, is the case. So yeah, scratch that, sorry I said that wrong. You can't break it on the first turn, like I said, and then starting on the second round, if you choose to break it, it's worth 1 point, and then 2 if you've controlled it on the third turn, and then 4 if you control it on the fourth turn, starting from the first turn, and then it's worth 8 victory points if you break it on the 5th turn and you've controlled it from the start of the game. And that's it. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. It's very much a game of, you have to know when you're about to lose an objective, and you have to know when you're about to take an objective. It's very quick, and you have to be smart. You have to know what your opponent's army can do. That's pretty much it. We're going to roll off, pick sides, and start deploying. Here we have our deployments. I was a little more reserved with mine. I have a plan overall for this whole game. We'll see how it goes though. I mean, a plan could always fail. We have my Liberators, Sequitors, we got Lord Arcanum on foot, Lord Arcanum on mounts, and we got the Lord Relictor over there with the Evocators kind of all central over here. Now I am close enough to that objective to grab it on my first turn. Over here we have the Iron Guts with the Scrap Launcher, what are they called?
Lead Belchers.
Lead Belchers, Iron Guts, Tyrants, Butcher, Ogres. We have the Huskard on Thunder Tusk, and
Iron Guts.
More Iron Guts on the far right flank. Now, I finished deploying first by 1 drop because I had the battalion, which helped out quite a bit. Battalions they're a wonderful thing, everyone. Now, I get to pick who goes first. I'm thinking, even though I'm going to get hit by the Dirty Snowball right away, I think it's at 18-inch range.
It is.
But you have to move up, but you'll get within 18 inches, I imagine.
This is a destruction model, buddy. I'll get within 18 inches.
This is true. This is true. Now, I'm going to let you go first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is all part of the plan. I will be going second in these battle rounds. Sure, I'll be taking some hits from that, but, I mean, it is what it is. What's the range on Lead Belchers? think like 12, 18?
I think it's 12 inches.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, definitely going first for these guys here. Kenny actually gets a triumph. Let's roll that bad boy up. We're gonna get number 6.
Isn't that the same one we get every time?
No, there's 3 new ones now.
Oh.
That's gonna be cunning. So if you go to use a command point on a command ability, you can say that you're cunning instead. The cunning tyrant means he doesn't have to spend any command points.
We have to roll his big name.
Oh yeah, big name time too. Big name. So he's cunning and he's got the 3. What is it?
3. Fate Seeker, he has a 3-up save.
Ah, yeah, 4 up normally?
Yeah.
Oh, 3 up, that's actually really good. He's got a 3 up armor save and he's cunning as a triumph. The Cauldron here has an ability in the hero phase you roll on a chart.
Yep.
We got a 5.
I have no idea what that is. I've rolled a 3. It's Bone Crusher, so it does nothing because there's no enemies within 7 inches of him.
It does mortal wounds to everything within 7-ish inches, I assume.
On a 4-up.
Okay. So yeah, it's a random chart. It does the one you want to fish for a lot is +1 to hit.
Yeah.
For an ogre unit, I believe. Ogre
unit.
He is a wizard. Would you like to cast a spell?
I have to do all of the
All
triggers.
the destruction moves. That's right. We're gonna open up with a Mystic Shield, then we'll do the destruction moves. Hey, Mystic Shield! I'm too far away to unbind.
I'll do these Iron Guts.
All right, so they'll be rerolling saving throws of 1. Now, where would you like to start with these destruction moves?
I'll start with the Butcher.
All right, so the Butcher, is he going to tell... sorry, I meant to ask, what is he going to tell to move? I assume the Huskard, or maybe the Iron Guts.
I'll just try the Huskard. If
All
it
right.
works, it works.
All right, so yeah, do the 4-up, because he's the general, you get +2 to this roll.
No, the Huskard.
Oh, you're doing the Butcher, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, now who do you want to roll for? Oh, I guess
The Tyrant to the Huskard.
Yeah, the Tyrant's going to try. He
Yeah.
gets it. So the way the destruction moves work, you roll a d6 for every hero, and then if you roll a 6, you pick a hero nearby. They get to move if they're far enough away. If they're within 12 inches, they have to declare a charge. If they're already within 3 inches, they have to pile in. Now, it gets +2 for your general, so you roll a 5, so you get to pick one thing that gets to do a normal move.
It is the Huskard.
So the Huskard will be doing an 8-inch normal move in the hero phase. And then that should be it for the hero phase.
Nope.
Oh, I lied. Or did I?
I think the Huskard has a built-in ability as well.
Maybe. I forgot that he's also a priest-like model, so on a 3-up or a 4-up, I
4-up.
believe, he prays.
He doesn't.
No, so his
Okay.
options are healing himself,
Or
or
rolling wound rolls of 1.
and his only Beast Claw Raiders?
Yeah.
Yes, only himself then. On to movement, but before we begin with that, I wanted to state that all the trees in this game are going to have the overgrown scenario rule. So if you ever draw a point from shooting a model, closest point to closest point of target, and it goes through the footprint of the trees, it blocks line of sight and the shot is obscured. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is going to be an obstacle and count as cover. Movement is complete. The first one is not super important. I essentially ran, and ran. This moved up, it's 8 inches. They were all able to stick together. Now back here, the scrap launcher chose to stay still, and all the guys on objectives are choosing to stay still to defend them. Opening up with the scrap launcher, it actually has a rule where it ignores, it doesn't need line of sight to shoot at a target, because it lobs its shots. Are you firing at the Sequitors?
I am.
Alright, so how does this bad boy work?
It hits on a 3.
Does it get any bonuses for shooting at units with...
Yeah, it does D6 damage instead of D3 against 10 models and flat 6 against
20 models?
20 models.
Alright, so one singular shot, bam, hits.
4 to wound? No.
No. 4's to wound. I guess he's throwing
It's the
literal
opposite
garbage.
of the cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It's easy to hit because it's throwing so much crap, but it doesn't really wound because it's throwing
crap.
Oh, here we go.
A snowball and then a bird.
Alright, so snowball and a 2-up. Wait, yeah, we'll do that first. Boom, 6 mortal wounds, and then the bird, you pick one of my units.
I choose your Sequitors.
Yeah, you choose the Sequitors. I'm going to choose... the Lord Relictor. So on a, I believe it's on a 4-up, you
On
get...
a 1 to 3, it's mine.
What you wanted? Okay.
Yeah.
What did we get there?
A hard one.
Okay, so Sequitors are taking 7 mortal wounds. Alright, so what we're going to do here is actually, it was the Relictor who's hit by the bird, as the bird doesn't want to listen to the Huskard.
It was a 50-50 chance.
So the Relictor has a 6-up to ignore damage because he's wholly within 9 of my General. He takes the damage, and then it's going to be the same case for the Sequitors. They're all wholly within 9. It's 6 mortal wounds, ignoring on 6s. So I lose 2 Sequitors. I'm going to lose, we'll say you, because you're a little far to the right, and we'll lose you as well for the same reason. But we have Cycle of the Storm from this Lord Arcanum. So when the Sequitur loses its life, instead it comes back to life with 1 wound remaining as it kind of catches the soul and throws it right back in the body. So that'll be from, we'll save is from that one. So I could technically use both of their abilities, but Kenny pointed out that it would just come to the same conclusion. So this one will take 2 damage, this Lord Arcanum brings it back to life with 1 wound, and then this one will take 2 more damage, die, and then this guy would just be left with a wound. So instead, I'm just going to use this Lord Arcanum on that one, and then I'll be able to save the Cycle of Storm from this Lord Arcanum if it comes up. 4 remaining wounds on the Relictor as well. That is pretty much it for the turn of the Ogres. Onto Battle Shock. I lost 1 model. They're currently Bravery 8 or 9 because they are Hammers of Sigmar. And that is it. Now on for objective controlling. You get all 3 of yours. Boop, boop. They're all under your name right now. I wouldn't mind having objectives that kind of flip colors just to show who controls what, but I like my little Taco Cat ones as well. Now, what I wanted to say is I'm going next, and we'll see my plan. It might be a little too early to do my plan, but we're probably going to do it anyways. Into my hero phase, we're going to pray from the Lord of Relictor here. We're going to pray for healing because the storm is a little too far away. On a 4-up. Hey, we got it. So he gets to heal a model D3 wounds. I'm just going to choose to heal this Sequitur here.
Oh.
I'm not going to be praying for the translocation yet. I think I want to hold my line here a wee bit. But I am going to go cast some spells. We're going to cast the Halo from this Lord Arcanum over here, which will give them that bonus to their saving, not bonus to their saving throws, but if they do make a saving throw, then they get to pass more wounds back on a 6. This goes off not on a 5, I don't think. Hey, they're wholly within 12. That does go off on a 5. So it gives them the Gore Fist ability of the Blood Warriors, if you're familiar with that. I think Lord Arcanum can only do 1 spell. Lame. We are going to have this Lord Arcanum. I'm trying to think maybe go for the healing just to heal him his 1 wound. But I could also do nothing offensive is in range. I could do Celestial Blades for +1 to wound to get them into combat, but I don't really want to fight right away is the issue. We're going to cast the healing spell, Healing Storm, on him. We get it with an 8, it just heals him back to full. Scratch that, I cheated. I thought they all had the healing spell, but that's only the Grip Charger one.
Yeah, you got it.
He is going to instead do the Celestial Blades with +1 to wound, which will go on the Sequiturs. And then they're going to go ahead and cast Empower as well. Oh, they fail. That's rough, actually. So the battalion is not going to be coming into effect yet. And this is the repositioning of my forces, keeping the Evocators wholly within 12 of the Sequiturs, everything moved back, having enough models still within 6 inches of the objectives to control them. All of these 5 are in range of the objective, and these 3 are in range of the objective. If they get a destruction move, it's going to be a 10 or 11 inch charge to get over here. I moved a couple guys. I think it's a 10 though. And then over here, it's going to be even harder to get in because they have to move around or move through that thing, but it's going to hinder their movement a wee bit. And I'm just trying to be safe. And now my reinforcements show up. And in the backline, the Stormcast Eternals show up. We got Retributors over here against the Lead Belchers. We have Evocators and the Sequiturs against the Butcher. Now, when the Butcher casts a spell, there's a chance to the Great Maw, he takes a wound. Or heals.
No, he's fine.
He's fine.
On anything else, he heals.
Yeah.
Anything but a 1.
Now for the shooting time, I forgot I showed these Celestar Blisses showing up on this objective over here within 18 inches of the big guy. Now, my issue here is I was thinking about going for the... I was hard pressed because I was thinking about going for the Iron Guts over there and just shooting them down. But if I could at least wound this guy a little bit, we're in a good spot. Could have gone over there. So I think I'm making this one. I was having a hard time thinking on. So I made a mistake over here. But it's about a 9-inch charge for them to get into this from over here. And I know he's not great in combat, but he's got that annoying snowball that I have to deal with. And if I can neuter him, that snowball's not nearly as strong. So I'm gonna start with the first one, firing 4 shots in him because they're both within 18. 5s to hit though. Bang, bang, bang. Only 1 hit, but it turns into D6 hits. So it's actually just 1 hit. It wounds on a 3, I believe. So nothing. Second ballista, bang, bang, bang. 1 hit. It's gonna be D6 hits. That's not bad. 3's to wound. There's the poo. So we have 2 at -2. I think that's 6 up, I think. He takes 2. Getting him down to 12.
10.
Sorry, 10 from 12. He's pretty durable. Held out there. So even if I shot at them, it wouldn't have really made much of a difference. In the end, it was just kind of a whiff. That is it for my shooting. It's kind of like a surprise, we're going to get you. Oh, we suck. Maybe next turn. Over here, I have a lot of charging I want to try and do. I'm going to open up with the Retributors, try and get in there. Obviously, it's a 9-inch charge. I have no rerolls. I'm just looking for hard 9s. We fail there. The Evocators are going to charge either one. They're both 9 away on both ends. They fail by 1. And then the Sequitors are obviously going to try and charge in as well, and they fail. So pretty bad overall, but it's, you know, there's a last step to the plan. So now we have a roll-off for a double turn. There's no battle shock to take, and I will then gain control of all 3 of my objectives as well. You win ties, though. I got a 2.
That beats my 1.
That's bad. So that was the fail-safe of my plan. If I get to go twice in a row, pretty much automatically, this objective is mine, that objective is going to be mine too. Unless I fail, unless I roll double ones on some charges. But I will definitely be taking the double turn. Now, before I start my turn, I will say that this scenario was heavily tailored toward the Stormcast.
Yeah, the game's over on turn 2.
Right, the game is essentially, on my turn, all I have to do is run up to get more models than the Ogres on all their objectives. Now, this one I kind of made a mistake, because I had planned on trying to focus on this guy, and the double turn is something I considered, but I'm like, I can't just rely on that. So if I had put them over here, then they could have just ran up there and grabbed the objective, because you control it within 6, and Ogres unfortunately only count as 1 model. So you have 3 over there, 1 over there, and 3 over here. If I just run these 5 Retributors to get to right here, then I'll have 5 on it, it'll be my objective. If I run them up, I'll have 5 on it, that'll be my objective. And if I run, I don't know how far I have to run over here, probably pretty far actually. So I might have to actually make a charge and survive, but that's not very likely against Iron Guts. But if I can burn all 3 of these objectives, and then I burn all 3 of my objectives, the score's gonna be 9-0 for the Stormcast Eternals at the end of the turn. And then there'd be no point in going on other than just smashing each other's faces.
But if you don't succeed that, it could be a tie.
It'd be a tie, because if you can hold that all the way until the end, that'll be worth 8 victory points. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to go over here and see how their run goes. If their run fails, then I'm going to end up repositioning most of my forces to hold the center.
You could succeed your prayer as well.
It's true, but I still have to make a 9-inch charge.
Yeah.
To make it in.
Bring a hero.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is open up with healing, because again, nothing's in range, so on a 4-up he heals. He prays for healing, he fails. I'll come back to the translocation in a moment. So we are then going to attempt to cast as the Azurite Halo from this Lord Arcanum onto them, giving them the Gore Fist ability. Goes off on a 5, that's a fail. He is going to cast Celestial Blades, bam! He's actually going to get it. So that's going to give them +1 to wound. And then these guys are going to attempt to empower. Now this one is still wholly within 12 of them. We get empower. So they get to reroll their +1 to wound, rerolling failed wound rolls, and because of the Phalanx Battalion, they get to reroll hit rolls as well. I'm not going to do the translocation either. I'm going to stay where I am. I have a plan-ish. Over here, I can't make a run to get enough models in range. I could move up and charge, but they are Iron Guts. So overall, my master plan failed by me not putting them here just to move up and grab the objective. But it is what it is. I still have a fallback, of course. Onto actual... Oh, you know what? I'm going to empower from here to here. So they have the ability to... Oh, what is it called? They get to... I'm having a brain fart. They can cast Empower as many times as I have Evocators. There we go. They break the rule of only casting a spell once. So they're going to Empower over here. They get it with a 5? But that sucks. I actually also want to put them there for the Empower in the next hero phase. So I won't be able to get that. I could also try and be a little aggressive, move over here and put all power into my weapons to reroll hit rolls to kill off a couple of them, and hopefully they don't have enough damage back to kill me. But they're 4 wounds each, so the Evocators are going to move up their 5. So even if I don't make this charge, I'll still control the objective with at least the 2 models, or even 3. So over here, if I roll a 1 on the run, I would fail because I only move 5 inches forward, and that means I'm more than 9 away from them. I should be able to get it still. Scratch that, I kind of messed up on how I placed them as I was measuring. They're actually 11 inches away. So if I have to run them just to get them in range, but I want to charge them. So I'm going to charge because I want, if this plan fails, I do want to at least be able to kill things. So they're going to move 5 inches over this direction to try and threaten that objective. Everything over here is moved. Everything's moved up a wee bit. So Sequitors, the Heroes, the Evocators, the Liberators moving this way, and my Lord Arcanum on his mount moved up 14 inches as well. We're going to make an aggressive move towards...
Everything?
I guess everything, yeah. Now back to over here, this move. This is actually a 5-inch charge to get in, so I could fail this. Now I could have just done a 1-inch run, but I want to kill stuff. And I'm gonna do some test rolls here to see how I feel about this. That's a fail. We're in the shooting phase still, but you know what I'm just debating on, like, do I just do a 5-inch charge? It's gonna kill me if I fail it. In my mind, I'm like, why take the risk? But there's no fun in just a calculated, you know what? Yeah, there's no fun in a calculated run up and not get into combat and burn the objectives. This is more fun, I think. Now on to shooting. I'm gonna proceed with my original plan of trying to hammer down this guy over here. So we'll start with this ballista, firing, hitting on 5s, because we're still within 18. Bang, 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 bang. Much better this time. He does 2d6 hits instead of 1. That's 100% better than last time. Wounding on 3s, we got 2 at -2. So
Yeah.
2 more damage, he's down to 8. It's all about lightening them up. So lightning, forward shots. 1 hit is going to be d6 hits. 2 hits. Ooh, we actually did even worse this time. 3s to wound. 1 wound. Actually, I might do better. Hey, look at that. I did 3 damage instead of 2. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go back in the hero phase. I'm going to try a prayer on a 3-up. There we go. So I'm going to relocate him. This is the plan. So he's going to translocate himself over here to give a reroll on the 5. That's what Kenny was telling me. He wants you to translocate him, and I didn't realize what you were saying. I'm like, okay, this makes sense actually. So he's going to go back here in the hero phase, and then that's it. That's my my quick fix. We're going to open up with the charge on the Lord Arcanum. He is going to go 5. It might actually fail. Yeah, sure. I'll command point reroll that charge. Get into combat. Dang it! Come on, dice. Give me a 5. I know I said I needed 5s, but come on. The squad over here charging. Of course they make an 8. Dang it. Alright, so we're going to go, and they're just going to go fight some lead belchers in the back here. Evocators are going to charge. Cauldron dude, they make it. Enough to get them all into combat. Now for this charge, I believe it was a 7. Twas indeed. They're going to roll an 8. Hello. That's how they're going to end up. And this is the fight I have to go with first. At the start of the combat phase, I have to declare where they're going to channel their energy. It's going to go into their weapons because they're going to try and be all out aggressive and kill off as many of these iron guts as they can. If I can kill off 1, I'll be happy. Kenny wants his butcher to reroll hit rolls of 1.
All out attack?
All out attack for a command point. This Lord of Elector is going to tell them to all out attack as well in the start of the hero phase. Just to make sure I try and get them out of here. And they're, again, channeling power to their weapons. So this guy's going to pile in and around to that guy. This guy's going to go into that guy. And then with that, I will not be getting the one guy. I will be getting the one guy in. So they're all in to fight. And I guess I'll go first with them. The Prime has 3 attacks on 3s. No need to reroll. 3s to wound. Hey, we got all the wounds at -1. They have a 4-up?
Up to a 5-up, which they all failed.
That's 6 damage. So that kills 1.5. And then I have little piddly attacks for the rest of the guys. 8 attacks in total. That was not a good time to roll bad, Kenny. It was not a good time to roll bad. These are hitting on 3s. With their little hammies, but they get to reroll. 3s to wound. No re-rolling because I didn't get empower off. And then that many 4-up armor saves, it is 5. And I kill
A whole iron gut.
Yeah, so there's only 1 left with 2 wounds, but it is the leader. Lead Belchers are fighting the Retributors next to try and defend their objective.
Alright,
They could be able to do it.
7 attacks, hitting on 4s.
Yep. We got pretty good, above average. Technically-ish.
3s.
With a rend. Nice! That's actually a pretty big deal. I have a 5-up armor save. And that's going to be 6 damage, is it?
Yep.
So that kills off 2 of my Retributors. So, all I have to do is kill 1 of these Ogres off. Again, it was risky charging. Probably shouldn't have charged, but I wanted the combat. Where's my Prime? Oh, my Prime's right there. I'm not going to be taking him. So I'll take him, and I'll take him. And now the Evocators are going to go ahead and attack. Alright, Evocators. They hit on 3s with their 21 attacks, or 4 attacks each. There's 5 of them, and then the Prime. 3s to wound. And -1.
He's dead.
How many wound? Yeah, he's dead. Wait, what's his armor save?
It's 6 up now.
Okay, so he actually makes 3 of them, and he takes 9 wounds.
Yeah.
I think he's actually barely just dead. But then the more wounds afterwards should have probably cleaned him up. And then you get to go with the big guy.
4s.
That's pretty good. 3s.
3s. Nope.
Okay, yeah, that's not enough. And he had to kill 4 of them off to stop the objective grab. So I fail my save is 3 damage.
Yep.
So it's going to kill regular man. And then 1 wound on this one. So be wounded there. Now you have 7 attacks with the Retributors. I just have to kill off 1 of these Ogres and have none of my guys run. And then that should be game. We hit on 3s. Reroll the 1. Okay, no 6s. And then we wound on 3s. Interesting. I whiffed.
Ah,
I just whiffed.
1/6 sub save.
Huh.
No.
So it's 2 damage, and they have 2 wounds left. Well, that really changes up the course of this game. Again, I should have just ran and burned the objective. Now, okay, note, I could have done that. I didn't want to do that because that's boring. I wanted to actually win it through combat. So on to morale. I can't fail any of the, sorry, battle shock. I can't fail any of these back here, and your iron gut can't fail either. So we're clean back here. Never mind, he actually ran on a 6. He feels like sticking around.
Okay.
Now I got to burn objectives, so I'm obviously going to burn this one and that one for 2 points, just to try and get the backline ones. Just make sure the backline's not that important. Well, they did their job. On my side, I'm going to burn this objective for 2 points, putting me at 4. Now I could burn these 2 and guarantee the game is a tie, because that would put me at 8 points. And then if you control this all the way until turn 5, which could happen at this point because I screwed up over here, or not me, the Retributors screwed up. They chose to fail me. Then it'd be a tie game and it comes down to whomever kills more. I'm going to keep both of these objectives active. I'm only going to burn those for 4 points, and that's it. We go into Ogres, turn 2. Alright, so hero phase. Would you like to do a command ability?
No, that's okay.
That's fair. Tyrant doesn't want a tyrant. He's going to pray?
Yeah, he's gonna try and heal D3 wounds.
On a 4-up? He does not. And the Butcher is dead as well. So the only thing we have in the hero phase is the destruction move. So on
Tyrant?
a 4-up, no. So no destruction move either.
I needed that.
We'll note that that destruction move was super critical to guarantee get them into combat with them to try and push for the objectives. Because if I hold these 2 objectives for 1 more turn, that's automatic game. Because this can only ever be worth 8 points. Whereas these 2 collectively together are worth 8 points, putting me at 12.
It's a 10-inch charge.
Wow. Hey, overcharge.
Well, not great. Here goes the Ogres.
Here goes the Ogres.
Gotta go Ogre here.
Little hurt, moving a little bit slower, but not moving that far. So the Iron Guts are going to move up and push for the objective. And we're going to probably have the Lead Belchers deal with the backline shenanigans. Though the backline's still important because this is still active. But at the same time, those are gone. Tyrant's going to make a push for the Lord Arcanum. On to the shooting phase. These Lead Belchers did not move, so we're going to fire. All of them are within 12, so 66 shots.
It's
Sorry, that was bad.
8, 12.
Yep. That's rough. 4s. Bang, 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 bang. 3s to wound with a rend of 1. 1 fail. 4-up save goes to a 5-up save on them. Oh, jeez. That's going to kill 1.5 of them off. That's the prime over here. We'll kill you, and we'll start wounding you. 1 wound left on that evocator. They're just going to aim their cannons right at me and just annihilate the Retributors. A little bit better. 8 shots. 4s to hit.
8.
And 2. So it's not going to kill 1. It'll do 1 damage. So keep the prime kicking. 2 pistols from Golgfag into my Lita, my Lord Arcanum.
I think.
1 hit.
3s to wound.
Yes.
Rend 1.
3-up armor goes to a 4-up with the rend. Oh, we failed. D3 damage. 2. 1. 8 wounds left on the Lord Arcanum as he... Oh, wait. I ignore those, not 6s. Sorry, he should be at 9. He only took 1 damage. He still takes the 1 damage. So he's actually at 9, not 8. There we go. So we are going to be doing the Thunder Tusk. Where is his ranged attacks going?
Snowball is going to go into the Evocators.
Okay.
His little bear trap thing that he's holding the handle for, but somehow does not have, is going into this guy.
Into the
Lord Arcanum on Torox Prime, I don't know.
Toralion.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it. I apologize.
Bird, my target will be also these Evocators.
Then my target for the bird is going to be... it's 36-inch range, right?
Yeah.
I'll choose these Liberators.
Okay.
We'll do the bird first. On a 1 to 3 goes to the Liberators.
That's
a 4. It's alright. It hits the Evocators.
1 wound.
They'll take a wound. We're going to put that wound on this Evocator over there. They're not wholly within 9, unfortunately. And then on a 2-up, it does D3 mortal wounds to the Evocators. It does D3 mortal wounds, 2. So it just kills this Evocator off. We're going to have this... this Lord Arcanum is going to tell this one to not die. So instead of dying, it just goes to 1 wound. Because of the Cycle of the Storm. And of course, 1 Chain Trap at my Lord Arcanum.
On a 4?
It misses.
No.
Charging the Iron Guts. They needed a 10 to get into Sequitors.
They needed 10. I'll spend my only command point.
Rerolling from the Tyrant.
And good game.
It's not true. Because you could get a double turn to get in there.
Oh,
that's true. There's always
that's
that.
true. That's true.
So 9 fails. What does the musician do? No, I think it lowers my leadership. My
Yeah,
bravery.
I think it just.
They needed a 10 to get in, so they failed. Would you like to do any charges over here? Oh, that makes sense too. Though that does mean, if you want to go into him and you don't kill him, now you probably should kill him. That means you won't be able to burn this objective next turn.
Don't worry. Here comes the tyrant.
The tyrant.
Easy.
Ooh, an 8. Yeah, an 8 gets him in.
Those-
Ogres charging. What do they need? Was it a 9? Probably-ish. A 7's gonna fail, I assume.
Yeah.
That was a 9-inch charge, so they do fail. So,
Belchers?
lead belchers.
Into your evocators.
Evocators. 11 probably gets them in. Actually, most definitely, because they're within 12. They're gonna end there. These lead belchers are gonna be the first ones to attack. I assume we want to pile in around to get as many of them into combat as possible. They all get in easily enough. That guy piles into the center of the moat to have a good fun. Here we go. Huh. 3s to wound with a rend. You guys are pretty good. So that's 4 wounds, putting me at a 5-up armor save. Yikes. They don't want to make any
8
saves.
damage.
That's 8 damage. That's 1, 4, 7, and then 1 more. So my prime will go down to 2 wounds remaining. So they go down. We actually forgot we have to go back a step. Kenny forgot to fire the scrap launcher. He's going to fire it boop, at the retributors. Is it 3s to hit, 4s to wound?
Yeah.
If I recall. 3s to hit. Hey, what's the rend? Is it 2? Maybe not. We're also going to move it up because he wanted to charge it as well. So
I'd forgotten it existed.
4 up save. I fail it. How much damage is that? Oh, D3.
1 dead retributor.
Yeah, 3 damage, and then this guy goes down to there. Boop, boop. There we go. And then the charge to get in. No, 4. Having to go around would fail. Going over here with the retributors is pretty important. The retributors are going to attack, hitting on 3s. Yikes! Yeah, they're not here to play. We got 1 wound.
6 up.
It kills the 1. It goes down. Tyrant's gonna go ahead and next and try and strike me down. I only have 9 wounds, but I am -1 to hit. Hitting on 4s, rolling 1s and 2s because he's got 2 weapons. Oh, it's a good thing there's no 3s. My relic has not helped at all yet. No. So we have 4 hits.
Wounding on 2s.
And 4 wounds. Rend is 2 or 1?
1.
1 rend, so 4 up armor save. We're good. 1 damage? 2 damage.
2 damage.
So he's going to go down to 7. Well, you know what? Actually, I can ignore those. I forgot. So he is going to take 1 damage. He's down to 8. Forgot to mention that they're going to put all their power to their weapons. Actually, you know what? No, they're going to do it all to their shields. He's not that big of a threat. And I didn't plan on fighting with this one anytime soon. The Lord Arcanum over here will go next. And I'm thinking about putting the attacks into them because they do have a 2-inch reach. I'd have to kill off 3 of them, though, before that mattered. 4 attacks with his Aether Stave on 3s. And 3s. This is into the Iron Gut, so at rend 1.
5s.
So D3 damage. So far we do 1. And then he's got 3 attacks with his mount. 1 hit. And a wound at rend 1.
Nope.
So that's a total of 3 damage.
Oh.
Backman takes 3 damage and lives. Kind of lackluster in this whole area altogether. Alright, this guy's gonna try and free himself.
He's got to do real good.
4s to hit. Okay, that's pretty good. 3s to wound. 2 wounds. I have a 5-up armor save, rolling 1s and 2s and 3s. So it does not force. Don't show me 4s. 5 up. We take 3 damage. So it kills 1 and 2 of you off. So this is the last thing that kind of, nothing else really matters. It's just my 1 evocator and these 2 going, so they'll go ahead and attack. I got 3 attacks with the leader dude and his big hammer. 3s to hit, 3s to wound, 2 wounds at -1, 5 ups, and he is dead. Boop. So after piling in the Iron Guts, these 2 in the back row, but they do have a 2-inch reach, so it's 4 guys in range.
13 attacks on 4s.
5s.
5.
Because of armor of silvered Sigmarite. Yeah, my relic. Good relic. 3s to
And
wound.
3s.
Rend of 1 puts him at a 4-up armor. And
6 damage.
6 damage. He's gonna live. And I ignore these on 6s. He takes 6. 5 attacks from the evocator on 3s. That's the evocator prime. And 3s to wound. Nothing. And then after her attacks, she rolls 2 dice. You take a mortal wound because she twirls her blade and stave around and causes lightning. Boom. It brings us to morale. So you owe me maybe morale on that 1 unit there because they lost 1 model.
They're 7.
Okay, so they're good. And then I owe you a morale over here. I lost 3, and I'm good as well. I assume you want to keep control of this objective. You're not going to pop it.
Yeah, I need it.
Yeah, it's critical. And over here, still have these objectives. So this roll-off's pretty critical. If I win this roll-off, that's game automatically.
Yeah.
There's because I'll follow everything out of combat, end my turn, and then just pop the objectives, and that'd be game. So I am gonna get a 6, so I win. Sorry. I know it's a pretty lackluster end, everyone. So in my turn to be quick, I'll get my command point. Falls back out of combat saying, ha 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 ha, that was part of the plan the entire time. And then falling out of combat over there. And then she'll fall out of retreat from combat. Bam, bam, retreat over there. And then at the end of my turn, burn, burn for an additional 8 points, putting me at 12. And then that can give you a total of 8 points at the end of turn 5. The score would be 12 to 8 at the end of turn 5. And we all just go back to the heavens, because we obviously accomplished whatever we came here to do.
This is only turn 3.
I know. I know. I had the chance of winning earlier on if I chose to run them. Now, I guess, obviously in hindsight I should have. I figured a squad of 5 Retributors could kill 3 Lead Belchers, but they proved to do more damage and proved to be more durable in the end. But anyways, that is it for this battle report. Kenny and I are obviously going to be setting up for a second game in the Vault. If you're not a Vault member, you can click the link below and you can get yourself access to that game. And all of our other Age of Sigmar content, including narrative campaigns and like how to play little weird narrative, like not narrative games, but the new meeting engagement stuff's in there as well. So I'll see you guys in the Vault, and I wish you all happy wargaming because I have to think of a new list to make. This one performed very well. Time for game 2, everybody. Kenny and myself, we set up 3,000 point armies, so why don't we take a look at what we're playing. Iron Jaws and Legions of Nagash, 3,000 points per side. Gordrakka and the Realm Ripper versus Nagash and Archon the Black in this all-out war. We're just using the normal rules. We're not using the Gathering of Might, because Gathering of Might I think is better for like 5k plus games. If you're not a Vault member and you want to check this game out, click on that link below. See gigantic names in the Age of Sigmar duel and try and kill each other. I've lost this matchup before. I want to see how it goes this time. Happy wargaming, everyone.